Hello dear students, in this video we are going to discuss about water resources. We all know that our earth is also known as blue planet. Why? The reason behind it is that most part of our earth's surface is covered by water. About 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered by water. But the water which is on the surface of the earth, out of the total water, 97% of the water lies in the seas and oceans. And this water is salty. We also use the word saline. So ocean water is saline, and that's why this water cannot be used by the humans directly. Then only 3% water is the fresh water. Fresh water is that water that has less amount of dissolved salts into it, right? But out of the 3% of the fresh water which is available to us, from that also 2% is in the form of snow and glaciers. Means we can say that the 2% of the fresh water is frozen. So this part of the fresh water also cannot be used by humans. Then we have only and only 1% of all the water that is available for use. And that's why you are told to save water. And we most of the time face shortage of water. Do you know what is the primary source of water? From where do we get the fresh water? Rainwater is the primary source of water. It means that if there is no good rainfall, in that case, water level in the lakes or in the rivers or in the waves or tube wells, that will also get lowered, and we will not be able to get enough of water. Water is a renewable resource. Why it is a renewable resource? Because water is renewed in the form of water cycle or hydrological cycle. Water cycle or hydrological cycle refers to the circulation of water through evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Now let's discuss why are there problems of water availability. There are several reasons behind it. First reason is the distribution of rainfall that is not uniform. It means that all areas of the world or all regions of the world do not receive same amount of rainfall. We all know that the equatorial regions, there it rains almost every day. At the same time, desert region do not have the rainfall at all. So because of it, what happens? That more concentration of people, now more people are living near those sources of water, and that's why you would have seen all the ancient civilizations developed near the river valleys. So this is the first and foremost reason of the different water availability in the different regions of the world. Second reason is the increasing urbanization and higher standards of living. Now day by day, as the population is increasing, the villages and towns are turning to cities. This is what we call the urbanization. More construction of houses, more high standard of living where each family requires more and more water. So this is also because of this the consumption of water has increased, and that has created shortage of water. Third reason is pollution of water bodies. This is the most important biggest cause during these days. You know, the farmers are using lot of pesticides in their farms. These pesticides and chemical fertilizers, they get into the earth and then they spoil or they pollute even the groundwater. Then the industries, number of industries, they release their toxic effluents in the rivers. So in this way our rivers have also got polluted. So the condition where we are already having shortage of water and the river sources, our freshwater sources are also getting polluted, this thing has increased or has multiplied the problems of water availability. And last of all, over exploitation of water resources. Now with the help of tube wells, earlier all the people had to fetch the water from the distant places. So they knew the importance of water. But now number of tube wells have been developed. So people are over exploiting more and more water. At the same time, many of the industries are also over exploiting water resources. So because of all these reasons, we have problems of water availability. There is no life without water. So it is a must for all of us to conserve our water resources. Let's discuss some of the ways by which we can conserve water. First and foremost way is the afforestation. Afforestation is the planting of more and more trees. What will be the benefit out of it? When we are growing trees, these trees decrease the rate of surface runoff. Surface runoff means when the rainfall takes place and water flows with a speed. That time the trees reduces their speed, and due to that it renews the storage of underground water. And then when the speed is slowed down, then water seeps into the earth's surface, and in this way it renews the storage of underground water. Next is building dams on rivers. Now number of dams have been constructed over rivers. About the number of dams we will talk about in a separate video. What are the benefits of this building dams? These dams, first of all, they reduce the wasteful flow of water. Means they check the wasteful flow of water. Otherwise, what will happen? The river water goes and go into the sea. So we are not able to use the water in that amount. So we make dams. But these dams were number of purposes. Like we also generate electricity from water, which we call the hydroelectricity. These dams control the flood also. These dams also are helpful in irrigation, also for drinking water, and number of purposes. And that's why these dams are also termed as multi-purpose river valley projects. Now third, building artificial lakes and tanks. Say for example in South India, there are no perennial rivers. Perennial rivers are those rivers which flow throughout the year. So what happens that they have created artificial lakes and tanks, and during the rainy season they collect water in these tanks or lakes, and this water is used for future when there is no rain. Next is improvement in irrigation techniques. A big amount of water is used to irrigate farms. So it is the need of the time that we should we should switch over to the latest techniques of irrigation like the sprinkler systems and drip irrigations. So with the use of such type of irrigation techniques, we can conserve water. Next is rainwater harvesting. That is the collecting rainwater from the rooftops for future use. So in this way, what happens when the rainfall comes? At the time, whatever water is collected on the roof of the homes, that water is directed to the tanks or storage, and then that water is used later on. So this is also one of the way of the conservation of water. Next is check on pollution. In that, we must treat the sewage, which is most of the time released in the rivers as it is, and industrial effluents. There must be strict laws for this. And last of all, individual efforts are also must. At our own level, at the individual level, if every family decides to conserve water, if every man, every human being at his home, at his own level decides to conserve water, then also we can conserve water up to a great extent. That's all in this topic. Thank you and have a nice day.